Welcome to another episode in the Living in Joy podcast program with me, your host, Lynn Falconer. Living in Joy is to live beyond the borders of your life. In this episode, we start our discussion on the subject of success. So, the intention that I set for this episode is success. The age-old saying goes like this: you can do it if you believe you can. And Henry Ford is often quoted as having said, and I paraphrase, if you think you can or you think you can't, you are absolutely right. So how does this relate to success? Success in your business, your career, and in your personal life, success in these life areas is largely dependent on how you integrate with your environment, how you manage your relationships, and how you maintain harmony and poise in your relationships. So how do you adapt to the changes in the environment around you and in your own life? Do you face challenges with harmony and poise? Or are you easily rattled, easily thrown off kilter, off balance? Do you maintain a sense of calm regardless of how much the storm rages around you? Regardless of how many challenges confront you? Are you able to maintain your own sense of calm and bring that calm to bear in the environment around you so that others sense that calm and are able to stay the course alongside you? How does your team function in the face of challenges? Are they able to maintain calm, harmony, and poise? What about your loved ones? Do you maintain that calm and poise at work or in your business as well as at home and in your personal life environment? Take a look at the activity sheet that's included in the notes with this episode, and then take careful note of what you mark for harmony, for poise, and for calm. Manifesting harmony comes easily to you when you understand what makes up your environment, and when you understand that you are not the sum total of your circumstances. So how well are you able to interpret and understand and to make the most of the environmental forces at play around your life? You may not always have control over what happens, but you should always have control over how you react to challenges and the things that happen. One of the tools that you want in your success toolkit is an identikit of your weaknesses and your strengths. The activity sheet mentioned earlier can help you with this process to identify your strengths and weaknesses. Now, this is a personal activity, and you do not have to share this with anyone. However, I do recommend that you speak with loved ones, people that you trust and who you know will give you honest feedback and support. So ask 5 of your closest friends and family members to complete the assessment for you. And then once you've done it for yourself, compare the notes. And very importantly, decide which weakness you want to work on and which strengths you want to work on as well to grow and evolve. You may also want to have a discussion with each of the 5 people that you picked, and that will help you to understand the choices they made for weaknesses and strengths. This activity is not intended to create conflict, so pick 5 people carefully and with confidence that you are open to hear their feedback and they are confident to share their feedback. For example, if this process identifies that you may be quick to anger, and that shows as a weakness, this is something you may want to work on, to bridge. Knowing the impact a character trait such as this can have on all your relationships, you may decide to work on taking control of it and work on your trigger points. Keep in mind that you may need help to identify your trigger points. So, what causes you to fire off at someone in anger? What are the different triggers in the business or in the personal arena? What can you constructively do to work this out and to calm the triggers? And if therapy with a professional will be an avenue for you to flip this around so that you bridge this with a strength, then do not hesitate to see a therapist that can help you with that. Another important part of success is having a definite plan. This definite plan will include bridging the weaknesses that you have identified in the activity described earlier, and it will include building out your strengths. The plan also supports your growth to attaining the goals and desires in your business and in your personal life. Napoleon Hill said, and I quote, "No man has a chance to enjoy permanent success until he begins to look in a mirror for the real cause of all his mistakes." End quote. So when you can identify the area in your personality that may not contribute to your success, but rather may detract from it, then this is like flipping open a lock and stepping into a brightly lit room. At first the light overwhelms and hurts your eyes, but the light is providing an opportunity for you to see clearly. So understanding that personalities have an impact, that impact includes how you deal with the environmental challenges as well as the interpersonal relationships. In any business, the people and their personalities determine the measure of the success of that business. So for example, when we look at companies that provide excellent customer service, you will usually find that the company enjoys high or exceptional levels of success, and also has high levels of satisfaction and fulfillment amongst the employees, from the desk clerk or the bellboy to the uppermost management. And note, there is usually also a high level of harmony between all the parts or the departments of such an organization. So how do you achieve this harmony, this level of satisfaction? Our goals in life are to reach success in our work, in business, and also in our personal lives. And here it includes relationships, health and wellness, and also finances and a myriad of other things. One of the biggest challenges we face in life is to learn how to navigate relationships with harmony and poise. Harmony and poise provides a way for us to free ourselves from the destructive effects of friction and disagreements, of conflicts that bring us to misery, lack, failure, and imbalance. You cannot enjoy success and an harmonious life unless you build your life with power. And power is different to the destructive action of force. So I'm going to read for you an excerpt from the book Power versus Force by author David R. Hawkins. Hawkins says this, and I quote, "Power is always associated with that which supports the significance of life itself. It appeals to that part of human nature that we call noble, in contrast to force, which appeals to that which we call crass. Power appeals to what uplifts, dignifies, and ennobles. Force must always be justified, whereas power requires no justification. Force is associated with the partial, power is associated with the whole. If we analyze the nature of force, it becomes readily apparent why it must always succumb to power. This is in accordance with one of the basic laws of physics, because force automatically creates counterforce. Its effect is limited by definition. Force always creates counterforce. Its effect is to polarize rather than unify. Polarization always implies conflict and carries a high cost. Power, on the other hand, has a unifying effect. Power is confidence in yourself, and it tends to create a harmonious feeling, a harmonious sense, a feeling within us of calm, of the ability to face challenges and succeed. Developing your personal power provides you with a solid foundation from which you can build your dreams and through which you can attain your goals. So harmony in your inner being and the acknowledgement of power in that harmony is powerful, and it paves the way to success. So I leave you with this. Knowledge is power. And in the next episode, we will delve into that more. I also invite you to complete the activity sheet. The link is provided in the notes that accompany this episode. And please leave me your comments. I look forward to sharing next week's episode with you, where we continue our journey with success. Next week's episode will also include a brief exercise we will do together, and that will focus on the 6 life integration zones. Those life integration zones are emotional, physical, financial, mental, social, and spiritual. So over the next few days, give some thought to what you would like to experience in each of these 6 areas. Please also note that our future weekly episodes will be published on Mondays going forward, on Monday mornings. I welcome your comments, and until next time, live, enjoy.